Euphoria was played by real teens?
We can't have that.
Something about that does not feel correct.
I turn, Amanda's sobbing, and I'm like, so this is really happening.
I think it's bad when you can tell a man's type through his writing.
That's what I live for.
No, it's crazy.
That's Degrassi.
Yeah.
He is literally like, he's a breakup doctor for the whole third season.
I'm talking about One Direction.
Okay.
I was like, Amber, say it.
You didn't know that? Oh, you don't already play that? Oh, what's wrong with you? And I'm like,
Fangirl Central. So you saw Wolf of Wall Street was the first time you saw Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, it was Titanic in the remastered Titanic when it came back to theaters. But then I was so obsessed with him in Wolf of Wall Street just because I was like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio is so handsome.
I thought he was so beautiful in Titanic.
Me too.
I mean, of course.
Oh,
Just like
Jack.
I thought I honestly was a Titanic hater before I ever saw it.
I didn't think about
I was a
it.
judgmental bitch
I
about
see.
it.
I see.
Like I was like, oh, it's like The Notebook. Like I don't really need to see it. Like I
still haven't seen
know
it.
about that. And see, I don't remember The Notebook. I love A Walk to Remember.
Oh, gotta love A Walk to Remember.
I've seen it once and I cried. I said, that's enough.
I watched
I've seen it multiple times for sure.
I watched it every day for a month straight.
Always remember.
Ladies.
It was late afternoon.
Come on, that's nice. I was like, that's what love is. Love is getting cancer and then marrying your high school boyfriend.
And the main character's name is Landon, and I always
I
love that
name.
name for a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to jump into Degrassi too early, but Declan from Degrassi, his real name is Landon. Do you remember Declan?
Who is Declan?
He's later. He's in season 9. He's the twin with Fiona, and they kissed.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, that Declan.
Oh,
Yes.
Degrassi.
His real name is Landon Liberian or something.
What?
Liberon. Liberian.
Land in Liberia?
Yeah.
Land in Liberia.
Something like that.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds familiar.
White man from Canada.
You know, they'll have a name. I'll tell you what. A white man from Canada, he'll have a name.
Who knows
What's going on with Canada? Like, I don't understand.
Aubrey Graham.
Why?
Well, come on.
Sorry, I had to. I don't even know the drama or the beef going on, so I'm sorry.
You
that was
don't know
really
the
crazy.
drama?
No, I noticed that it was happening when it was too much going on, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until my friend Capri tells me. So I'm seeing her.
You
this
haven't
weekend.
gotten the breakdown yet.
She'll tell me. She'll tell me.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I've gotten bits and pieces.
Of course. Have you listened to any of the songs?
No, I just know that Kendrick is a Gemini and Drake is questionable.
Wait, what?
What are you
don't know
talking
his
about?
sign?
No, I know. No. I just think he's questionable in the argument. Sign wise, I don't know his birthday. I don't know him.
Isn't he a Scorpio?
He must be.
Know.
He must be.
Wasn't his birth? He's born in October.
He must be a Scorpio
Oh.
because he has an album called something about scorpions.
Is after Libra Scorpio?
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
I don't know. Okay, I only know what Ben has told me.
Mm-hmm.
Ben has been updating me. This is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's been updating me via FaceTime every time there's something new
Yes.
happening,
That's
and
amazing.
on those terms, I can understand.
Yes. If you have someone to explain it to you.
But
Yes,
now,
but not a Twitter
what
feed.
I worry about, and maybe we can cut this out. You could say, what I worry about with Capri is that she's a huge Drake fan.
Oh, bias.
Is she biased?
No, Capri is not biased.
Okay.
She has some
Okay.
she has an approach to it where it's like, this is one of the fallen. You know how
that Drake has fallen.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, your problematic faves.
Yeah. I
Totally.
mean, I
He's
feel
one
like
of the
a lot. I saw a lot of Nicki fans do that earlier this year.
She was also a Nicki fan.
Yeah.
One of the fallen.
tough
Okay,
year.
so she's being critical
Yes.
about her
Year.
favorites.
Yes, Capri's a smart woman.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
She is a Capricorn.
Listen, I've never met her,
She has reason.
but I have reason to believe that this is a smart woman.
She is, yes.
Yes.
She is.
Yes,
She has
she's
her head on
wise.
straight.
So I'm ready to hear just like everything.
I think it might be over, hopefully, actually.
I hope so. I can't
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Don't be too quick to say that.
Why?
No,
we wanted to
that's
keep going.
good wordplay. Come on.
Rap.
You know?
Come
Come on, Kendrick. That's good wordplay.
Wrap it up.
Exactly.
They're gonna go back in the studio.
Precisely.
Don't.
Don't do it.
Stop.
With a W, wrap it up.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Don't R with no W.
No,
wrap
no
it up.
R.
Don't R.
Right.
Don't
Don't R. And that actually
That applies a lot
to
of ways.
Yeah. That's all throughout life. Don't R.
Don't R.
Exactly.
Don't R. Well, we should probably introduce our guest.
Wow.
Unless the R is Rachel Pegram.
Oh. Do R if it's me.
Do
It is
R if it's Rachel. This is
Pegram.
Fangirl Central. I'm Amanda.
I'm Amber.
This is Fangirl Central, where being a fangirl is central to our identity.
Welcome
and
back.
in the studio today, we have the R herself,
Jesus.
Rachel.
Pegram.
They're gonna
Pegram.
unearth this and cancel me someday.
She is radiant,
Oh.
really fantastic,
Ah.
and hilarious, and fantastically talented.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's a comedian. She's a writer. She's an actress.
We are happy to have you.
She does it all.
Oh my goodness.
And she has a great weekly show that will be probably going on by the time this comes out.
Yes.
Called Skin
It's
Contact.
back on the 15th.
Ooh.
Oh, everybody go on down on Wednesdays at, is it at 8? I forgot now.
That's correct.
It's at 8.
At
on the
Covell.
dot.
At Covell.
Covell.
Bar
Which has
Covell.
great tuna
Bar Covell.
sandwiches.
Oh my God, it does have great tuna sandwiches.
I've never
have you had it?
but I've heard y'all's recommendations
Right.
specifically multiple times.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Because
Really
every
well
time
done.
you're leaving the bar, we are sitting there eating a
it.
sandwich.
We're like, and now it's time for the tuna.
And now it's time to dig the hell in.
Time to dig in. We don't gotta say nothing else.
Show and then dinner.
It's good.
I
Yeah.
have to have it sometime.
You have to.
Yeah.
I'm not eating there enough, to be fair.
I didn't even know they had food.
They have some
Neither
good
did I.
items.
They do.
I like the little potato egg. It's like a tortilla. Well, it's like a Spanish tortilla, but like it's anyways.
Ooh.
It's delightful. It's
They
like a
have to-
frittata, actually.
Should we hop into the content? Because we watched a lot of things, or I watched a lot of stuff this week.
Oh my god.
And honestly, it was very refreshing. I rewatched Sherlock.
I've been watching Sherlock.
Okay. Well, I've only seen the first episode, I think,
Okay.
back in like 2013. And so I rewatched it and I was like, I just accidentally just started watching it. So now I'm on episode 3. And I think it's very interesting. It's very homoerotic, like in ways that they're making jokes about it, but it's like, so this is canon. Do you know what I mean?
Wait. What? No. What is canon?
Okay, well, I know it's not canon, but
Okay.
like they make so many jokes in the first episode about them flirting or like
Oh,
being
right.
gay.
Yeah, not being gay.
That it's
yeah.
almost like that they're hinting that that's what it's gonna
Yeah,
end
like,
up
maybe?
like.
Yeah.
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 It's just Stephen Moffat tricking us, playing pretend.
Yes.
Is he playing pretend?
He is playing
For sure.
pretend. Yes.
This is a goofy man.
Okay.
I have said on this podcast, I'd say it to his face, he's my number one enemy. He's enemy number one.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
Stephen Moffat is the one who really changed the game on Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Like, I feel like when he became the showrunner post Russell T Davies, people had beef with Steve Moffat.
And that's not to
Why?
say that I don't think that he's talented. I do
Totally.
think he's talented. I think season 5 is very good. It's
Yes.
one of my favorite seasons, but his pitfalls with women and gay people, which
Yes.
unfortunately I have had that experience before, like people of gay and woman experience, me, has problems with him. Because
he
I'm
straight?
like, yes, he's straight.
Okay.
One
okay,
Yes,
okay,
he's
okay.
super, super straight.
Okay.
There's
okay.
no, I've never even looked it up, and I know.
Okay. Just checking.
Just the
super,
feeling.
super
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
But he's like his type, which you can tell,
Uh-huh.
which I think it's bad when you can tell a man's type through his writing. His type is like really, really powerful bisexual woman who doesn't act on her bisexuality
Yeah.
only as a joke. Like she only acts on it as a joke. Because all of the characters he writes, they'll like make jokes that they're bisexual,
Okay.
and like they
I hear.
are, but
Yeah.
they're making it. They're like, oh, and that was a phase.
But like as okay, okay.
It's
like
just as a joke.
Like a hypersexuality.
Yeah,
Yes.
hypersexual femme fatale.
Who is in charge of Sex and the City? Is that a man?
It is
Yes.
a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a man.
That clears up some things in my rewatch as well.
I was about to say Darren Chris. That's
Darren Chris
incorrect.
wrote Sex in the City.
Darren Chris created Sex in the
Darren
City
Star?
in 1998.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
credits.
yeah.
Okay.
And Michael Patrick King.
And what do we think of them?
Is he gay? Is
I-
Darren
Michael-
Star
They're
gay?
both gay. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yes.
Okay, this enlightens me.
That-
I just
sense.
right before this recording, like literally right before I got in the car, watched the series finale of Sex and the City for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa, really? You finished?
I finished.
Have you watched it at all?
I am on season 2.
Okay.
And so I'm just watching
Yeah.
it like, who's
This is interesting
writing
to me
this?
because now
Because it's kinda
I,
accurate, but it's
I
also
do
like-
feel like it's
I need some information.
women through the lens of gay men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
There are
much.
women in the room.
Right.
I know
right.
that there are, but yes, it is through.
That,
Yes.
Yeah, it also kind of makes sense for the character of Stanford because I feel like he has a pretty big part in like influence in Carrie's opinions. Don't y'all think that?
I do.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like in the lens of like he's when he gives advice, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, Stefan, what's his name? I just said
Stanford.
It. Stanford's like,
3 seconds ago. Like, what is it? Who?
but she's like, Stanford said this. Is that really what it's about? And then she goes into a spiel, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense if it's written about gay men.
I guess it feels like
I mean, by gay men.
these women like they're not. It's not to me like they're like it's insane and like unbelievable.
No, yeah.
But it is like these are fantasy women through the eyes of gay men who wish they could have these lives.
Yes.
A little bit.
I do think too, like, especially when people try to come for Carrie really hard because, you know, I feel like when it came out, maybe people weren't trying to come down on Carrie, but it's like anytime I find, like, I'm on TikTok and I'll see like a random clip, it's like, Carrie's fucking sucks.
Oh my
And
God.
she's just like doing something so horrible, like so selfish that never is like addressed in like, you know, even for television, for tension, I understand people need to be flawed, people need to be bad. But I'm like, Carrie is so entitled.
Yep.
Like, there's this one particular one where it's like, Charlotte she's getting married to Harry, and she's like, just got engaged. She's like, oh my God, you guys, I just got engaged. Look at my ring. Carrie cannot wait to change the subject to be about the fact that she just got dumped by a Post-it note. And then Charlotte is like, oh my goodness, but like sometimes things change. And like, you know, if I had never met Trey, then I would have never met my divorce
Optimistic
lawyer,
Charlotte.
you know, and like, look how nice. And she's like, and she puts out her ring. And then Carrie covers it up with the Post-it note to be like, paper covers rock. Anyways, it's so
That's
like,
insane.
this woman's out of her mind.
That's
she
unhinged.
actually is unhinged, and the way that she anytime she is challenged,
Yes.
she runs away literally, physically,
Truly.
and literally she just runs
She
away.
can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you can't just up and run out of conversations.
Okay.
Yeah, she can.
This might I don't know what the public opinion is, but season 1 finale when Big is gonna take her away for a trip and she's like, no, because he says he can't say how he feels or something.
Yeah.
And then she breaks up with him. I understand why that's commendable, obviously. I do. But I kind of feel like she should have gone on the trip and seen how it turned out.
Listen, Big is simply, I mean,
Is
this
he-
fucking situationship,
Uh-huh.
these grown ass people.
I kind of want to
Grown
spoiler.
ass baby boomer.
Do they ever get married? Because do I want that spoiler?
No, you don't want that spoiler,
No.
Amber.
Okay.
Unless you really want it.
I guess
It's like the
not.
whole question of the series.
Okay.
And
But-
then the movies.
Yeah,
And then the movies, and then I undress like that.
they say that. They say that in the show.
She
Have
says
you
it
guys
all the
noticed?
time.
Okay, because I'm like,
Yeah.
is that why they named that?
That's
Because
why they
she-
name.
she
But
said
I
it
had the
again.
same.
Yes.
I had the same thought. I was like, oh my God, she says this all the time.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Have
and
you-
that's
do you
the-
watch
She
Just
also
like that?
says, and I couldn't help but wonder.
Yes. Typey,
I couldn't
typey.
help but
Yeah.
wonder. And I couldn't help but wonder.
Wondering.
And then she says the craziest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Every single time I'm like, the questions you're asking,
No.
the answer is no.
She's so out of
Yeah.
pocket. The thing that I think is crazy too about Carrie is that she is supposed to be a sex columnist, right? Okay. But she is the most sex negative person ever. Like Samantha's so like free, whatever, da da da. She's got her
Yes.
flaws, okay, of course, and as a character. But I'm like, she's so like, oh yeah, being bisexual, who cares? She's dating a woman, whatever. That storyline actually is frustrating, but it's not great actually. But she's like more sexually open. But then Carrie will be like, a threesome?
Yeah.
Come nasty.
Right.
I don't like that.
Yeah, their roundtables are very like they're not really asking for opinions just to like get a share of opinions. They're like,
No.
well, this is law.
Yes.
And it's like you guys are just living in judgment.
Yeah.
Like you aren't really
all the
helping
time.
each
Everybody
other.
except for Samantha is like so judgmental. And Samantha,
Right.
they'll write her to have like random weird opinions
Yes.
that I hate. That I'm like, I don't feel like she would think that.
Yeah,
But
Samantha-
okay. But all the other ones are like so judgmental of Samantha, so judgmental of everybody else.
Truly.
I
They're just
like
living.
how I feel like by the end it's comedic with Charlotte. I think Charlotte was like so funny. She's hilarious. I'm like, I never agree with her. But then when I'm agreeing with Charlotte, Carrie, something's wrong.
Uh-oh.
Right, exactly.
Uh-oh.
What's happening?
She's the mom from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I do love, yeah,
Right?
yeah, she
Okay.
is. That's the only place I'd
We all
ever
have
seen
different
her.
cultural touchstones, and I love that.
That's the only place I'd ever seen her before. I was like, is this bitch the mom from Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh my god.
I'd never seen her before.
No, and that's beautiful. No, and I love that.
Wait, where else do you know her from?
From Sex and the City.
Okay.
Literally the most famous thing she's ever done.
What else is she?
Yeah, no.
Oh my god! And I knew Sarah Jessica Parker from Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Girls Just Wanna
Okay.
Have Fun.
Which is why our mother loves her because they're the same age.
Uh-huh.
And New Year's Eve.
Uh-huh.
She's in New Year's Eve.
Oh, the one with all of the
Abigail Breslin's mother.
I watched
Okay.
what's that movie with Matthew McConaughey? Failure to Launch.
Oh yeah, I've seen Failure to Launch.
Yes.
That's one. That's
And
a
she's
good
kind
one.
of she's kind of carrying that. She's like
Yeah.
writing an article. She's like, I'll take your son out and help him grow up.
I think after a certain point, she is just
That woman.
Carrie.
Yeah. And she has a
Ultimately.
line of shoes, which is kind of Carrie.
Super Carrie. When
Yeah.
Carrie, the first time she said she was addicted to shoes, I was like, okay, trope, like all women are addicted to shoes. And then it kept going. I was like,
She's
this
addicted
Oh,
to
no,
shoes.
it's a problem.
She
This
buying
is a
shoes.
difficulty.
No, honestly, it's actually like, you know, and just like that, they kind of pull Miranda to the side, being like, and Miranda, you might be an alcoholic because she's drinking, whatever, who gives a shit? But like, you're drinking. I'm sorry, that's a spoiler. Whatever, who cares? But like, you're drinking too
Fine
much. And it's
character.
like, she just like had a drink, whatever, it's fine. But then her relationship's falling apart. Who cares? They're clearly seeding it that she's got like an alcohol problem. She's never had one before.
Right.
Okay. But now I've actually forgotten what I was going to say.
Carrie and her shoe problem.
Carrie and her shoe problem. Frankly, they needed to have an intervention for Carrie because the problem was she never had
Multiple.
money for so many things. She didn't have money for
Yeah!
her apartment and stuff. She didn't have money for all that. Like, oh, I need to, work a little more and
She
get
was
this.
always kind of broke.
I
She's
said,
like,
girl, why are you at Manolo Blahnik when you need to be put that into a savings account?
Yes, she's always like, and I spent all that money, so now I'm living off ramen for the week or whatever she says.
Yeah.
She buys her apartment with $700 in her bank account.
Yeah.
She was like, this is like way far into the series. She's trying to buy her apartment. She's like, well, how much money do I have? I don't have that much money. And it's like, you have 300 in your savings and 700 in your
No, it's
checking.
madness.
And I was like,
In
she's
New York?
living in Manhattan
No.
in an apartment by herself, this gigantic apartment.
Right. How are all these people set up?
Now, I can believe that she found somehow, because, sometimes you kind of finesse and you can find like a rent controlled apartment. You kind of
Easter
went in
eggs.
there, you found like a random, I'll buy that she found somehow a like $500 a month
Okay.
apartment. Back in the day, this is a
Yep.
different time.
Yeah.
You could like
Friends.
stumble into someone, friend of a friend, something
Yeah.
like that. I buy that.
Okay.
Like, and then the rest of them, their apartments actually make sense based on their jobs. Because Samantha was a publicist,
Miranda's a
a
lawyer.
lawyer,
Charlotte
and then
is
Charlotte
Upper
married
East
well.
Side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she married
Yeah.
well and she kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's probably, I feel like she was an art gallerist, you
Yeah.
know, and she's got family money probably that
Yeah.
like
Oh, for
bought
sure.
her,
Because how would you have a job like that?
put the down
without-
payment on her apartment
Yes.
wherever she used to live.
Yes.
The way they talk about their parents is also crazy to me, but I think that's just normal for their generation.
Because we never see.
Wait, what are
any
they?
of
I
them.
feel like I don't remember.
Exactly.
What kind
Well,
of
one
things are they
time
saying?
in season 2, Miranda just kind of was having a breakdown. She's like, and I hate my parents. And I'm like, I know people hate their parents. I know that's
Totally.
still something that happens of this generation.
Yeah.
But it was just so, it rolled off the tongue. And I'm like, where are your parents? I need to know a little bit more about your relationships with your parents to understand these women. Because I feel like you see that more in TV shows of today. Like, you don't really just have 30-year-olds and no background on their parents.
We
like
met
New Girl.
We met every single one of their parents on Girls. I have to say,
Yeah,
we met every
Girl-
single one of
yeah.
their parents.
And New
right
Girl,
away,
they
were
all
in the first season, the
Yeah.
first episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all brought them in a New Girl, even in Friends. So it's just like, I'm just like, who are your parents? And
Right.
because it really seems like they're just adults out there with no childhood ever. I can't picture
No,
them as
they
kids.
don't have like a full backstory to any of the characters. Like
Yeah.
you get a little bit of like how they met, but not a ton on like.
Because isn't Big like the age of Carrie's parents?
No, he's like
Stop.
10 years older than
Stop. Don't be crazy. That's insane.
Amber.
Isn't he like 75 years old? What? You know, like when toddlers are like, guessing your age. You know what I mean? They're like, "What are you 60?" Stop.
But he does seem like I'm just like, who?
He's the generation above
who
her.
is this
Yes.
man? Like, who is he? Whatever.
I mean, I feel like they're probably all boomers.
And I can't-
But he's like an older
I
boomer.
just can't believe we
because
don't know
they're
his
Gen
first
X.
name.
Their Gen X are literally. I'm like, this is my mother's age.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is what was going
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
in the late 90s. And they're talking about the 80s being their youth. I'm like, that's my parents.
The
My parents were
judgment-
all
Yeah.
young in the 80s
The
and
little
shit.
the circle of rules they live under
Yes.
It's
is so much
baffling.
smaller than the circles of rules we live under now. And it's
Yes.
just crazy.
Things that are the central point of an episode where they have to spend all episode getting used to a concept and getting over it and getting comfortable with it are literally just a Tuesday for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Like just 1 minute.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how-
A tweet that I saw.
how are y'all
And I'm like,
just
oh, I'm
doing
comfortable with
things?
that.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, but do what you want.
I
Of the
feel like,
times.
obviously, yeah. It was a certain time.
It was those were
It
the
was
cautionary
progressive
tales to
then.
get us to here.
Yeah.
It definitely was progressive then. The amount they're showing sex, talking about
Yes.
sex,
Mhm.
like,
Talking about
casually
how
being single women in their 30s. Like,
Yes.
No, it's huge.
was
talking about the
huge.
doomsday of it all.
But to not, I mean, like, I think they feel the pressure, but I mean, by the conceit of the show, ultimately, like, not all of them are finding love at the same amount of time, you know? So it is just like, oh, they're kind of fucking around. And, like, fucking around in your 30s, I think was so, like, what are you
shouldn't be
doing?
doing that.
Exactly.
I mean, which I do think still has a little bit of that connotation of, like, well, you better hurry up
Yeah.
if you're going to have children. And it's like, well, maybe that's not in the cards. Maybe you're
Exactly.
just kind of having fun.
Yes. Or
And
maybe
that-
I want to be fully realized or a little more fully realized by the time I have kids.
Yeah.
Like,
I do
yeah.
like that. I feel like it's progressive of a time, and I like that. Like, I like thinking about it in comparison to girls because it's like Gen X women, millennial women. But we need another one. We need a Gen
We
Z,
do.
and it's not sex lives or college girls because that's college. We need one
I
of,
guess that's
of
fair.
Gen Z in their like late 20s, maybe 30s, maybe early 20s. We don't know.
I think a close representation is Io Debris in Bear. The Bear.
but that's so intense.
And that's
Yeah.
only one person. Well, I mean,
That's-
they're all.
we
you
don't
know, they're-
see who she's hanging out with.
Yeah, I'm
she
just
probably
thinking,
doesn't hang out with anybody.
I'm just thinking about that one scene where we see her bedroom, and I'm like, this is kind of relatable.
Okay. You said I will take the scraps from the table. I will eat wherever there is food.
I'm like, I see how this is.
Let me
this
sweep these
girl.
crumbs.
I honestly I don't even think that I've felt that kind of like, oh my God, like that's my life. I feel like I felt that a little bit, the exactly thing that you're saying, a little in Challengers with Zendaya, just because she's like, and nothing to do with like what my life is like, but only simply because she's my age and she's being an adult on screen and she's not being a teenager anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody in their 20s and 30s, give or take a few years, everybody on Euphoria has only been playing teenagers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when are we going to get some people in their late 20s and early 30s to play their age?
Yeah.
I mean, that is totally true. Although
yeah.
I
Just
will
for me.
say,
Just for me.
I am against sometimes teens playing teens.
Okay.
Speak on it.
Okay.
Speak on it.
Degrassi
I was
feels
about to
different.
say.
Degrassi
Oh, right.
was like obviously a different time. Like I think it's like it feels young, it feels like kinetic. I think when we have certain stories, like if Euphoria was played by real teens,
We can't have that.
something about that does not feel correct.
No.
You know?
No.
But I do think we all need to be on the same page because Never Have I Ever is a show where we had some teen-looking teens and then sort of a 30-year-old man
Yes.
that she has a crush on.
100%.
I said, who
Who
this
is that?
40-year-old man
Right.
who she's in love with?
Yes.
I said, is he not a teacher?
Yeah. Yeah. And then he comes back. Okay, I don't know if y'all watched this far.
I felt that.
Okay, but I watched in season 4 and he graduates and he comes back as a freshman or he drops out to be a coach. And it's like
What?
It's like Patton's, or I think what's his name? I don't know. He's back. He's a coach. He dropped out of college. He's a coach.
He
But
comes back to the school as a coach?
Yes, and he
That's
just looks
like-
like he looks like a 30-year-old. He looks like he's
'Cause he
supposed
got
to
too old.
graduated.
That was like-
and
that
got
was-
his degree and is the official coach. It just doesn't make sense.
That's like Corey Monteith on Glee because he was 30, the oldest of the bunch, and then he came back and was the Glee coach.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, wow.
I don't think you watched that far because I didn't watch that far. I went back and watched it. Over
I
the
did watch
pandemic.
that far.
Did you watch all of it?
I watched up until he passed.
Not the whisker. Girl. Respectfully, moment of silence. Jesus.
So I know I got to season 5. So I only whisper because I'm like, if he came back to be a coach, I definitely would have seen it because I did see him.
He got into some really big beef with Will Schuester, I remember, because he kissed Emma.
Oh!
And then Will was like treating him like a dog.
I have some recollections.
Did you ever watch Glee?
I did not watch Glee.
I have
Oh
some
my
recollections.
God.
Crazy, because
What
I
I-
was very musical theater.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, the time has passed.
The time ultimately has passed.
It's gonna be a really wild thing to do if you watch it now, which you can, but it's just gonna be wild.
It would be insane. It would not be completely out of pocket for me because I will start a show sort of and deep dive in.
Mm-hmm.
I did that with Scandal recently.
I was just about to say, like,
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
finish?
I have one season left, which is actually something that I do a lot. Is if I watch multiple seasons, I'll leave either a full season or I'll leave the last 2 episodes.
I do that.
And even sometimes I'll like just keep rewatching it from the beginning and I'll leave those.
Mm-hmm. I do
Yeah,
that.
it's a bit nasty anxiety brain.
Yes, it's
my
like I can't have it
It's
end.
over. I don't want to end. I don't want it to end.
I did that with Modern Family in the pandemic. I watched all 11 seasons up until the last 2 episodes, and I was
Yeah.
like, "We'll stop there." And then I watched like 3 years later.
And then we'll circle back.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
y'all. I can't do it. I'm
have it.
so impatient. I can't do that.
Wait, like the last episode of any show is like not well, unless it depends. But like a lot of times, if it's like a long serial, show, it's like well, it's
The
not gonna be
universe
that
is
great.
over.
Let's be
No,
honest.
it wasn't. No, honestly, the Sex and the City finale wasn't that great. I thought I was watching it because it has 2 extra episodes than the other seasons. And I was like, well, here it is. And it ends on Miranda and Carrie getting in a fight. And I'm like, that's how it ends.
Yeah.
This can't be. And there were 2 episodes left.
Uh-huh.
But it was underwhelming.
No, it's not as. Also, that whole season, Mikhail Baryshnikov, that whole fucking
no.
when she's dating
No.
him.
I'm not.
What a mess.
No.
You're like,
yeah.
What a mess. I
Yeah.
hated every single scene between them. I was so
No.
bored. I was like, is this really what we're doing?
He's so annoying. She's so annoying with him. Oh my
Shut-
god.
ugh,
Although
God.
the most iconic part I think is that season with when they're at because he's there. They're at the party. I forget the actress's name. They're all at the party, and it's like everyone's hanging out, and she is like this known to be the socialite girl, and she's standing by the. I'm sorry, you do need to see. Should I not?
No, speak on it because
Okay.
I'll forget it. I promise you, I'll forget about it.
Okay. Well, she's like smoking a cigarette, and she's like the party girl, social girl, and the windows open because she's trying to smoke a cigarette, and she's like, nobody likes to have fun anymore. New York isn't fun anymore. Whatever happened to fun? And then she slips on the curtain, falls out the window.
Wait, for real?
And dies.
I knew it was going to happen.
Sex in the City?
Next scene at the funeral.
Yeah.
In Sex in the City?
Yes.
That is insane.
It was honestly some type of Degrassi shit because
I was about to say.
when you watch
truly.
Degrassi, you're expecting crazy shit to happen like
Yes,
that.
at any turn.
Oh my god.
No, I was expecting it to happen because of the way they were shooting it. I was like,
What?
no,
Something's
there's
up.
no something's
Something's
wrong.
afoot.
Something's afoot. Why can I see the whole window?
Wait, that's insane.
Full body shot every time. Never close, never tight.
Is this the only one they got?
Wait,
No, yeah,
what season is this?
Absolutely insane. It's
the
the
last
last
season.
season.
Okay.
The last season is insane.
It's out of pocket.
Insane out of pocket.
Girl.
Insane.
Yeah.
Speaking of, because it honestly it felt like I was getting just the obsession got injected into my veins. I could not stop. I
Yeah.
could not stop watching Sex and the City. I haven't really felt this for a show recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, we are 3 obsessive people.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is that je ne sais quoi that makes it so that you get into something? Like what? Because I can't. It's a feeling. It's like I can't really say what it is, but it's like I'm hooked. And as soon as one episode ends, I'm like, give me more. If it's a movie, as soon as it ends, I'm like, who else? What did he direct? What else can I watch? What can I watch on YouTube? What is everything that I need to know?
You know what? I just thought of a factor that I've noticed that means I'm obsessive with this TV show or movie. If I am watching something and I find myself having to rewind 10 seconds, maybe 3 different times to watch something to see this actor's face when he delivers a line and then maybe this actor's reaction directly after, I'm like, okay, I'm sickeningly obsessed because
You're
I'm
in
like,
it.
what is all the backstory? I'm just really trying to find everything within that little moment. And I do that I did that with Life with Derek. Sorry, that's really out of left field, but I just started rewatching Life with Derek.
Absolutely.
And for some reason, I found myself rewinding whenever Derek would like have a sentimental moment because it's so out of character for him. And so I'm like, what made Derek care that time? Or why is Derek sad about this for real? Like, what's reading between the lines? And I think I like ensembles and casts where I have enough people that I can really like empathize with in very specific ways and hyperfixate on. Like, enough people to hyperfixate on, I guess, in one cast.
Right.
Yeah. Hence Degrassi.
I mean, that's sort of a seed
Oh
of
my
people
goodness.
to get connected.
Yes.
So
and
many
I got
people.
connected to all of them.
Yeah.
I could not
did.
even keep track because I watched some of the, what's her name?
Terry.
Yes.
Watched some of the Terry episodes because
Yeah.
I had never even clocked Terry.
That's
I
fair.
have seen many, many episodes.
She disappears.
randomly
She's
with
in
Amber.
the shadows. Yeah.
She's in the shadows.
Yeah,
like I
she
missed
deserves
every single
more.
episode she was in, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is the prettiest girl on the show."
No,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, she was fully a model.
Yeah.
Like literally,
She's
I was like,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Terry, you're a model," and
Yeah.
then Amber's telling me she's never seen again.
Yeah. No, she gets pushed onto that brick
Yep.
by Rick.
Transfer school.
And then she goes into a coma. Transfer
No.
schools.
Transfer schools.
I mean, ultimately, would you come back to the school where the school
No.
shooter was?
No.
I'm shocked that Degrassi didn't shut down.
Let
a
him
little
back
bit.
in.
That's what
that
I'm saying. I
time.
said, "What's wrong with Degrassi? Why are these parents bringing them here? Why do these kids keep coming back?"
Well,
This was a kind of, well, like, I guess it's not pre-Columbine, but like
well,
post.
yeah, it was post.
But it wasn't like in the chaotic,
No.
like every other day.
But he also, just for timeline, he left. He left after he put Terry in the hospital,
Okay.
and then he came back because his mom brought him back and claimed he had gone to anger management, and then he was heavily bullied by Terry's friends.
Why would she put him back in the same
That's
school?
crazy.
Why
And I
wouldn't
don't
she just
know.
put him in a different school?
And I don't know.
That woman's not well.
Yeah,
That's a character we didn't see,
No.
but I know she's not well.
No, she's not. And we saw her. We
Can't
saw her a
be.
little bit, and she just kind of seemed like she didn't really understand that her son was maybe not well at all.
There's no way.
Like, she didn't want to see.
She
that
put
her
him in
son-
those glasses with that haircut.
Yeah, no.
And said, I'm not raising a school shooter.
Right.
Sorry.
Like the big pants. Sorry, and the belt. Sorry, but
And sorry to anyone who looks like that. I'm not saying that that's.
well, if you
what
look like that
are.
now, you're probably like a cool lesbian, you know?
that's
that's
kind of a
true.
style. Yeah,
It's a style.
It's
look,
like
it's a vibe.
it's like grunge now.
Yeah.
but back then at Degrassi,
it's
No,
like
100%.
don't do that.
yeah.
Never.
So then he became a school shooter.
Yes.
So he came back, was bullied, and then he became a school shooter. So I just feel like a lot of the adults in Degrassi never were able to read any situation.
No, not at all.
ever,
They're bad.
even in the slightest bit, to know that they shouldn't. They should keep an eye on some people.
Oh, no.
No, those adults were awful.
Yeah.
Like we also just watched the episode where it's like Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob,
yes,
the movie.
Yes.
And Emma catches her stepdad, Snake,
Snake,
with
the principal,
Peter's mom.
Miss Hatsalakos.
Wow.
Ooh,
Did you see
Peter.
me struggle through those names?
I swear to God.
I am
You
so
did really well.
exhausted.
You did really well.
You did.
And I was like, so Amber, who's that woman? And she's like, that's the school principal and Peter's mom. And I literally yelled, what?
Yeah, that's what I live for.
No, it's crazy.
That's Degrassi. Like,
I mean, that's why he's
love-
not gonna leave the school,
Right.
despite doing what is he like fully tried to distribute revenge porn.
Yes,
Essentially,
he did distribute revenge.
He did.
porn.
Okay, yes.
He did do that, and he did something else.
He
did.
did.
He has.
He
a
was such a
record.
little piece of shit, and
Yes.
then always would like apologize. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know if he really apologized. Like, I don't think he apologized for
What
it.
is wrong with this man?
Yeah. He was unwell.
He was.
The adults are, that's what I'm saying. It's like the adults, they're not only clueless, they're like actively harmful.
They just kind of
Yeah.
forget. Yeah, they're actually harmful because they're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
We punish them in a way.
But all the
and-
adults also, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are from the original series.
Yes!
Right. So they're just messy.
They're
Yes.
just like, they've been a part of the mess.
Right, you
and
can
then
tell.
they just transferred over to more mess.
Yes.
Their lives have never been normal.
No.
They said it's always going to be chaos for us.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to stir the pot at school.
Yeah, we're not going to learn from what we learned.
No.
We don't remember being kids.
At all.
Evidently at this crazy ass school. Oh my goodness. But Degrassi is such a cautionary tale. It's like we're going to wrap it up in like 2 30-minute episodes.
Yes.
But it's still going to give like the most intense journey and you've ever felt, and it's gonna feel like a whole season by the end.
It's too intense for me. It's too intense for me. Anything could happen. Like I don't.
Everything happens.
I'm not
Literally.
comfortable with that. Like, it's a new 20-minute episode, and anything could happen.
Yeah.
Everything bad that could possibly go with what they just set up in the first 3 minutes is going
gonna
to
happen.
It's gonna be awful.
That's with characters that I have grown to love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're just sort of like, someone's gonna get shot today for some reason.
Yes.
I can't.
Like at school, but also when what's his face? Wasn't JT shot?
Stabbed.
He was stabbed.
In the street.
He was stabbed in the street.
That's a party.
And that's like a beloved character. Like, now it's different when it's
crazy.
fantasy and sci-fi. It's different because it's like Game of Thrones. Like, that's the rules. Like, like someone's gonna die. Like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Companions leave. Doctors
I
die.
want to talk about that in a second. But I want to say, I was listening to Black People Love.
I'm used to it. That's what I was saying.
Okay, but I was listening to Black People Love Paramore podcast, their Degrassi episode, and they were recalling, I think it was like 3 of them on the episode, they were recalling the season, like, trailers of season 6, which is when JT dies, of like them being like, someone's gonna die this season. And no one knew. And I'm like, that must have been, because I watched it in like 2014, like maybe 8 years after it came out. And so I knew it was coming up when I start, what? No, 2012. 6 years after it came out. But like I knew it was gonna happen when I started the show. Like watching the whole show from season 1, I was like, JT, this little beloved boy is gonna die in season 6, and I know that. And that was already sad for me to watch. So I can't imagine just watching this show live.
Yeah.
Did you watch it live?
Absolutely.
So you saw this and you didn't know this was going to happen to him? Can you please tell me what you felt?
I mean, it was shock. It was all, I didn't know. And I did not remember I don't remember the trailers or anything like that. But I just remember being absolutely shocked. I mean, I was shocked at every turn. I was shocked
crazy.
You would just turn it on and be like, oh, what's happening? Or like you get a little like warning before the episode where it's like, call this hotline if you ever experience, sexual assault. Oh, okay, so here we go.
Right.
Okay, so this is that episode.
Season 2.
This is where we get to, and then we go through the whole court system with that one. Yeah. Because then she decides to report it, Paige, and then it's like,
and then loses,
and then she doesn't win, and he's like,
you know what's like the I think the Secret Life of the American Teenager tried to be the American version of Degrassi. They really tried, but the only reason I could watch that show and stomach it, because the same shit would happen. Somebody's pregnant. Somebody's
you're gonna have to.
Somebody wants to not be on the earth.
Exactly.
Somebody's dad is cheating on their mom. Like, shit is happening.
Yeah.
But on that show, all the characters are unlikable. You hate every single one.
So you don't really care.
So you don't care. You're like, oh, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen with Grace and Ben, the Christians that are trying not to have sex?
Yeah.
No, Degrassi
that was
is like
crazy.
the sweetest people.
Right.
The Canadians
because
living their sweet little
they
lives.
showed their parents. They showed their home life. So if they had a rough home life, you were like, this kid, we just want you to make it through. Yeah. As the theme song says.
I was about to say.
Whatever it takes. Oh.
I mean, she's giving her all.
Those poor kids.
The choir. Anyways.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Those theme songs are riveting.
Every single one. Every single rendition. They got like 4.
There is one I don't like, but
which
I can't
one is
remember
it?
Which one
Whatever it takes.
I don't like the one that's like really sounds really digital techno.
That's the one. That's the one.
6 to 7 where there's like no words.
Yes, it's no words. And I said no.
Once I could hear how that was the same song, I was like, oh my God, this is actually beautiful. But I'm obsessed with this show. This show, I'm obsessed with it. I used to watch it every single summer and just go through
That's what
the
I'm
motions.
saying. Like, I don't understand how you could watch it every single summer knowing that these characters are going to go through the worst thing in the world.
And going back and watching random episodes now, neither can I. Like,
yeah.
I can't, like, there are some episodes where I'm like, we're fast forwarding through this and this. And so I don't know what the fuck I was on growing up.
Yeah,
but I was rewatching
But
that
it was
every
different.
summer.
I mean, it was addicting. You know, it was like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen?
Right. Like, I was obsessed with all these characters. I loved all the behind the scenes, the actors. So I was just kind of like, portray the trauma.
I mean, they have all of the. I feel like it was in a way, it was useful of like being in college, being in middle school, being in high school, where it was like, oh, any of these things could happen actually at your school.
Yeah.
But probably one, you know,
Yeah.
one or two.
Like,
not all of them.
Not all
like,
of them on
you're
one
not going to
campus.
have, you know, a school shooting and, you know,
A stabbing.
you know, somebody doesn't want to be here and a
Right.
stabbing and
Somebody
and
drives their
drugs
hearse
and
into the
this
wall.
and yeah,
Someone's
no.
getting hit in the parking lot.
Someone
Teachers
driving a
having
hearse.
sex with the student,
principal or
you know,
the
whatever. or
Right.
with the-
All of
yeah.
it. All
but
of
it's
the
like,
scandal.
oh, all of it? No, typically not. But it's like, oh, now you know the warning signs. Maybe
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
cautionary tales. It's like,
Right.
maybe
See,
that's what's going on behind
it's
you.
that is too real for me. Because I was about to say, like, I can't talk because watching Doctor Who,
Yeah.
it is kind of, it is like a little bit traumatizing every time a companion leaves.
It is.
Every time a
Every time a new
doctor
doctor.
regenerates.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that happens often. It's baked
Yes.
into the show. It's the
Yes.
premise of the show.
That's crazy
And
to
you
me,
have to
I
say
think.
hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye.
Mm-mm.
Every, like, so often
Yeah.
that it's like, when I did my bulk rewatch last year, I was like trying to rewatch it for David Tennant to come back, and I watched it really, really fast, and I was sobbing
Oh, yeah.
quite often.
Oh, yeah.
Like quite often.
Yeah.
Not even just when they would leave, but anytime there's something touching about the nature of humanity or the nature of life or whatever. And when they all leave, I'm just sobbing. We
Yeah.
watched the season finale of season 2 of Doctor Who last night.
Oh,
Yes.
Amber had never seen it,
Yes.
and I had not
Wow.
seen it in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I was super high, super locked in,
Yes.
and I was like, "Oh my God,
It's intense.
this is so intense."
Yes.
I'm horrified. I am horrified that is what happened because I watched this so slowly and
Yeah.
like, okay, I can deal. The ninth doctor left after season 1.
Yeah.
But she sobbed.
I
have
sobbed,
to
and
say.
that was horrifying for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew
You said, uh-oh.
because like
it's only going to get worse.
Right.
You're only going to get more attached.
I was like, whoa, because
Yeah.
I knew that he was only going to be there for one, but when it was happening, okay, so when it was happening, I wasn't processing that he was regenerating. I was just like, I wasn't processing that David Tennant was coming next.
I see.
I was like literally still mourning that I really enjoyed season 1 and Christopher Eccleston. Is that how you say his name? And I really enjoyed this. Oh no, he's gone and I'm sad. And then David Tennant comes like 2 seconds later and I screamed. I shrieked because I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Because I'm sad and I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I'm sad and I'm excited. And now I'm thinking of like all of the I was thinking about all the fans watching this in the real moment, and then I'm thinking of myself watching it in this moment. And then for Rose to leave
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not okay.
I know.
I'm glad she didn't die, of course.
Of course.
Sure.
But I have irreversible damage to the fact that he disappeared before saying I love you. And oh my God, this deep sigh. See,
Listen.
for
It's
y'all to be going through this all these
rough.
years.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Because
It's-
I was like kind of watching. I was watching with horror. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like, I know this is how it happens.
Yeah.
It's canon. This has been in existence since 2006. But I was like watching, like kind of like this. I turn Amanda sobbing, and I'm like, so this is really happening. I'm like, Amanda sobbing, so Rose is not coming back, and they will
Yeah.
never see. So I'm just like,
Ugh.
this is horrible.
terrible.
I mean, and then we
It's
go into
terrible.
Martha, and it's like, there's actually no world in which she was ever gonna have what she. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You have Rose, and the attachment, it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too.
Change the
I'm sorry,
doctor,
it's
but don't change Rose.
It is actually a rebound companion.
It is. She is a rebound, and
Yeah.
it's horrible that it's the black girl. She's the first
is.
black
Oh
companion.
Yeah.
no!
And it's the
It's
black girl,
bad.
and she's the rebound.
Yes.
And I was realizing because he like starts
Ah.
to cry, like 2
Yeah.
streams of tears after she's gone, and I realized I'm like, oh damn, he's down bad in the next
Bad.
season.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he is literally like he's a breakup doctor for the whole 3rd season.
I'm sad.
And
He's healing.
I'm
that's
really
why
sad thinking
the
about
first
this.
time I watched season 3, I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate
Of
this.
course.
I hate
No,
this.
it's infuriating.
It's like, bring Rose back.
I
It's a
feel
joke.
so upset, and it's so unfair to Martha. But also, I do think that I don't enjoy a lot of the episodes. But there are really good episodes in season 3.
Yeah.
Martha's a good companion. She's got some good she's got some good episodes, and she really shouldn't have been there. Like, she did not deserve all that because he's a mess. He's crying.
Dang. Yeah.
He's like heartbroken. He's like bitchy.
Yes.
This isn't gonna be good.
No, it's rough. I do think, I wonder, honestly, if that season would have been better if we had sort of a few different companions. So say we like start with somebody, you know, we got our first rebound companion.
Yes.
Maybe we make a bit of it actually in the first episode. We do sort of a quick run through of a bunch
Yes.
of different people. And so it's almost like he can't hold on to anybody.
A catch up.
You know,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it's like, okay, then we stay with somebody for a little bit, and then they're like, I'm sick of this. You're treating me bad. Da 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 da. You need to heal yourself. Whatever. Then we get somebody else, and maybe then it actually
A spark.
Like halfway through the season, we get a companion that stays through the end.
Yeah.
and that's somebody that's like, okay, they're in a different place.
That's a
because
good
I
idea.
think that Martha just was like, she was never gonna win. She was
No.
never
You
gonna be
can't,
great.
yeah,
No.
because you like logically you can't be like, of course he really loves her because what happened to Rose?
Right, right. He wasn't. That was love.
It was love, and also like I feel like the first time the
can't.
doctor, because I haven't seen a lot of Classic Who, like most of it.
Oh yeah, no same.
But what I hear is that the doctor never really had a relationship like that before
Yeah.
Rose. Like
Yeah.
the companions, like the first companion was his granddaughter and a couple teachers. And then it was like always like, because he was old as fuck, and then there would be like a young man and then like a young woman. But then when he started being like, when the doctor started being a young man, then it was like him and then a woman. But they were never in love. It was always like a buddy situation or like a mentor situation or whatever. Rose is like the first that he has fallen in love with. And it just is too intense. It's just too much. Like, and also like first companion for a lot of people, like for a lot of people, you know, like with who just have seen
Honestly.
Rose is the first companion.
I mean,
No,
that's,
yeah.
I feel like they put people on Billie Piper in like a major way.
Yeah.
Not saying that Billie Piper was not already famous. Don't come for me.
Oh,
Okay.
day and night. Yes.
But I feel like in terms of like, I don't know, in America, like outside of
Yeah.
it, like I just feel like, oh, it was like, oh, Billie Piper. She is that
She's
girl.
good.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't
She's
know that she was like
lively.
Britney Spears in
Yes,
the UK.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I had no idea. I since have known. But like she's incredible. Like
She's so good.
It was like her first huge acting role.
Yeah.
And now she's like done a bunch of stuff. She's in Wednesday, season 2 now.
Oh, is she really?
That's
yes. I saw that yesterday. I was like, what?
I haven't seen any of her other
That's
work,
huge.
but I've heard a couple of her songs, and she's talented.
I
She
actually never heard her music. Is that crazy?
No,
that's
it's
not
pretty
crazy.
90s, 2000s. It's really good.
Okay.
yeah, it sounds like Britney Spears,
Yeah.
like what's that play?
Oh yeah, it's like a
You know, play.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
There
yeah,
is
yeah.
no one else that I can
Uh-huh.
say this to.
Okay, yeah. All right. I can get into that.
Yeah.
It's very much that, and some of them are like questionable because it's like early 2000, like you know, it's
What kind of questionable? What's she saying in there?
not not like problematic, just questionable like some of the beats.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, totally. I was like, damn, what's going on in this song? What kind of stuff is she saying?
I really think that I can handle changing of doctors but not companions. And I don't know how y'all
Honey, what are you
did that.
talking about?
I can't.
You haven't.
You're a
What are you talking about?
I can't do
David
this.
Tennant.
I can't do this.
You haven't even Amber. You haven't even gotten used to how used to you are for David Tennant.
Oh, you're right.
You're used to him and you don't even know it.
How long does he stay?
We're not saying.
No. You'll figure it out.
I can't do this. I really can't. That's
And then-
crazy.
And then Stephen Moffat comes back. And that's also the shit.
I do love that you don't know anything about Doctor Who. Like as much as I didn't know about it, I still kind of knew, you know, from like Tumblr and stuff, and like
I've
what people would
seen-
say, and
yeah.
like I would look on IMDb. I knew
Yeah.
when the doctors would leave. I knew when the companions were
Really?
coming.
Yeah.
I knew who was coming.
I have a prediction. I think I know when David Tennant leaves.
Okay.
Season 4. Do I have him for 2 more seasons? Okay, fine. Don't
Listen,
tell
you'll
me.
figure it out.
Don't tell me.
Look, you'll see when you see.
It's so hard. I think it was hardest for me. Obvious. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Because David Tennant came. David Tennant came back because I've been talking about it for the last
Yes,
year.
I know he comes back. You know what I really like? I really like that he wears white Converse. I don't want David Tennant to leave. And when I say that,
Well,
so
none of us did.
You, you
None
guys
of us
are
did
right
at the
because
time.
I don't know what I'm
We
talking
wanted
about.
him.
Because I only know Christopher. Oh no, I know Matt Smith too. But I don't want David Tennant to leave. I am very set. I'm set with him.
You don't know Matt Smith yet.
No, I don't.
No, and it's a different energy.
But the thing,
They're all different.
There honestly is a thing that Doctor Who can do where it's like, I don't want them to leave. Please, who is this new person? I hate them. And then you see their first episode and you're being like, I'm on board.
Yeah.
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 Here I go.
But okay, but
It's
that's kind of
like, oh no, never mind. I was gonna say something. I was like, that's a weird comparison to me.
Wait, what?
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like it's like you know if you have parents and then it's like your dad died and then it's like your stepdad like your mom remarries and it's like you got a stepdad and then it's like I don't like you, I hate you, and then it's like you actually start getting along or whatever.
That's wild.
And then, like he gets you and you're having fun and it's great. But then in this scenario he also dies and then your mom
and then
remarried.
gets remarried. That's wild.
That is so crazy.
But that's somebody's story actually. Somewhere.
It is probably.
Yeah, it definitely is, and they probably have Doctor Who as a comfort show for that reason.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
True.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying like Time Lord, I can deal with him shifting because I do know that that's devastating. But at least I know that it's the same person brain wise. But for the companion to change, it's like he has to get used to this person, whereas when he changes, Rose was just kind of like, okay, you look different, but I know you're the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like for us as the audience, it's hard to get
either way
for the actor.
Yes.
Because to me now that I'm internalizing how the actor feels.
Yeah.
And every time David Tennant talks about his last day on set, because the last
that's
day,
so
their last day
sad.
on set is always the next Doctor's first day on set. It's
That's
also
wild.
happening in real life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like a little passing of the torch.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, suddenly nobody's looking at me. They're all looking at the other person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, it's crazy.
Devastation.
No, as we go.
Remember.
That song
All the
used to make me cry
Sob.
Absolutely.
years and years before I graduated.
Same.
Of course. Years and years.
Someone should make a little Doctor Who edit.
Oh,
sure.
no.
I mean, I'm sure the girls have somewhere online. I'll
It'll
be
be the
honest.
saddest thing
Somebody
ever.
make that. If you are skilled, make an edit
Oh my
of
God.
Doctor Who to graduation by Vitamin
Vitamin
C.
C.
Oh my goodness.
I was always like, Vitamin C.
Yeah.
What an interesting name.
Yeah, they came and
Vitamin
they went.
C.
They came and they went. One
Yeah.
hit wonder? Couple hits wonder?
A couple hits.
what
I
was
think
the other
there's
hit?
something there is something else.
I'm not familiar with
There's
it.
something else.
I've never heard of it.
There's one that and I don't think it's
It's a big
popular.
one? Oh.
But I think it's
It's not popular.
I think it's in a movie that
It's
if we
supposed
heard
to
it,
be
we'd
a
all
hit,
like,
Amber.
oh, that's
Oh.
vitamin C.
Is
Wait.
it? Do they sing? They don't sing the tide is high.
No. That's
No, what is that? Who is that?
Atomic Kittens. Yes. That is who that is.
Hell, how do you know that?
All these little groups that the songs, which you're like, I would never have known that.
No, me neither.
From
That's
the Lizzie
like-
McGuire movie, they're on the soundtrack.
And their name is
And-
Atomic Kittens.
Yes, but that's a remake, you know.
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
re-
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
who
yeah.
sings the original. If I'm being honest.
That's none of our business, actually.
Volaire. Listen, this is from Liz McGuire.
Oh.
This is
yeah.
Wait, this is Vitamin C?
yes.
What?
Oh, Liz McGuire. Oh wow! Wait for it.
I have heard this.
Whoa! Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All
Sounds
right.
like it.
I'll give that one to him.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 hits.
Well, I know. I want to say something crazy. Vitamin C,
Uh-huh.
Miranda, and from Sex and the City.
Okay, yeah, no, I was with you.
And now, no, I don't know if I should say the next thing. Hannah Eidenbinder from Hacks.
What's going on?
Do they kind of give you the same?
What is this list?
Do they give you the same vibe? No. Think about it.
What? Vitamin C, Miranda, and Hannah Einbinder?
Mm-hmm. Is that just because they're redheads? I'm gonna start peeing.
What?
I feel like they give the same vibe. I feel like casting call. The room is filled with them.
I don't know what vitamin C looks like.
What? No, that is actually the other thing is, I don't know. I thought Vitamin C was a group. It's one girl. One girl is Vitamin C?
No, Amber, it's a group.
Where is this one girl? Have you seen the
No,
No,
she's
it's
the
a
lead
group.
singer. There's no way.
No, Vitamin C. It's this woman.
That girl looks nothing like Miranda
Miranda
or
and
Hannah Einbinder.
I don't know. No, I'm sorry. That Venn diagram is 3 separate circles, girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can see a little bit what you're talking about with with Miranda and Hannah Einbinder a little bit.
Think about the think about the
I don't see it. I don't see it.
think about the vitamin C. I mean, the graduation music video with the hair.
I don't know that music video.
And they're standing. It's very 90s, and like their tops are like.
Wait, but what does that have to do with Miranda and Hannah?
They just have
Einbinder?
the same vibe.
Okay. Okay.
Like, remind
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think that Samantha from Sex and the City and Jean Smart have the same vibe.
They do.
Okay.
They do. Okay.
What were we talking about? Oh,
I want to.
vitamin C. Anyway, speaking of
Rachel, you tell us how you know you're about to hyperfixate on something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was we did that was brought up at one point.
Yeah.
But I do think we moved away from
Yeah,
it.
we did. We
But
talked about
no, I guess I didn't talk about sort of my journey with it. It's interesting. I think sometimes it's like I get addicted because it's a bad thing. Like it's something it's not good. Like something about it is not very
Like what?
Like the show isn't good a little
Right.
bit, you know? So it's like, but I like that maybe.
Yeah.
You know? Like I don't think I'm ever gonna work with Shonda Rhimes. Well, you never know.
You never know.
But I'm like, I think that Scandal's a little bit bad. But like it's good because it's just like it's addictive. It's like, you know, it's got all of the things that you need. I mean, the characters are absolutely insane. Every single plotline is completely out of pocket, insane, like what's going on. But like I think that there's something really addictive about like, oh, you know, there's like that like soapy energy. That I think that like sometimes if shows have like a soapy energy, but it's not a soap opera, like Degrassi has that energy. Scandal, I'm like trying to think of other things that I watch that are like that. But like that energy, I do think I can be attracted to.
Yeah.
But I think when it's something that is good, that's like, or like ultimately I really like it, I think honestly, it comes down to like characters. I think it's like all about like, oh, whether not necessarily that I can see myself in them, but like that they feel really well developed and they feel really like specific. And so then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm loving all of this, but like whatever. Yeah, the dynamics of these people all together. They all feel really different.
Yeah.
Like when it all just kind of perfect storms up together,
Yes.
I feel like that's when.
Yeah, I feel like for the bad shows, it's kind of like I'm seeing the formula, and it's kind of fun to watch the formula happen over and over again.
Yeah.
I
You
understand
like
that.
it.
Yeah,
I like this formula.
Yeah.
It's like I like what's gonna happen. Like that's how I feel with Sex and the City. I'm like, I know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Carrie's gonna have a problem with some boy. They're gonna go to brunch. Each four of them are gonna give their wrong opinions, and then Carrie's gonna go act crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I'm down for that. Like
Yeah.
I know what I signed up for.
Yes.
I want to watch that every week. And also like the characters are addicting in some way. Like regardless of how good the show is, how bad the show is, it's like because there's shows like The Curse with Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder that I didn't get obsessed with. I'm like I liked the show. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was really well written and well acted. I probably will never watch it again because it did not make me obsessive. It didn't have that like I don't know. I just don't want to revisit it. You know, but with like Sex and the City, I just finished the series and I probably will go back and rewatch it. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm picking that up for
Challengers
this one.
came out and I want to see. I've seen it twice. I want to see it again. I know that if it comes out on DVD, I will be rewinding.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
It's like genuinely like it changes something in your brain chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah. There's like something like comforting too about returning to it. I think that has to be a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this feels really good. Even if it's something that's not that you watch when you were younger or whatever. Even if like Sex and the City, it just feels like, oh, I want to revisit this. I want to be in this world again. Like
Yeah.
this. I mean, there's also certain shows that like really feel like a place. Like, I mean, not to be like the fifth characters in New York City, but like yes, a little bit. You know, obvious, it's true. You know, it's like it feels like you're really in New York in a specific time, and so like it feels really vibrant. It feels really like I want to be back inside of that. I
Yes,
wanna, like,
it has
live
its
inside
own
of that.
universe.
Yeah,
Like the show has a universe that you can just like submerge yourself in.
yeah.
And I was gonna say something else about that. What did you? Oh, the formula. Back to the formula. Sometimes when the characters have like an inkling of growth, but it's like not too fast and not too like unbelievable. It's just like it's like heartwarming to go back and rewatch it over and over again. You're like, look at how they were in season 1, and you know how they're gonna turn out in season 7, and it's just comforting to watch it over again. Yeah.
Like also like I know that this is like so it's been harped on, you know, people being like people are getting obsessed with old shows because there's long seasons, there's a lot of them, and like there's no budget cuts. And like now we have seasons that are 5 episodes long, and we don't know if it's gonna get renewed, when it's gonna get renewed.
Yeah.
Like that is very true for like the jobs part of the industry, but it's also equally as true for the fans because like, sure, you can have a very tight 10-episode season. Great.
Yeah.
Love it. That's what limited series are for.
Yeah.
That's what limited series are for. That's what movies are for, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we can treat TV like movies. We can play with the medium, but I still think that we need those seasons that are 20 episodes long.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
Sex and the City had 18 episodes a season. Like the last one had 20, and the last episode was a double episode. Like we need, like Parks and Rec had 20 episodes. Like so many seasons. Like you can lose yourself in the
Just
office.
so you have a comfort, like this is the stack that I have to finish.
And
it's not gonna
then
be over too
and
soon.
sure, there's gonna be off episodes, but you know what? That's
Coming
okay
back.
because
But
there's
they should
20
have room
of
for that,
them.
actually.
They should have room for them.
Yes.
They should have room to play. And when a character does grow, like you just said, it makes that moment so much better because you're not like, oh, okay, so this is the 8th episode. They have to like wrap it up because we have 2 more episodes. It's more like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen Michael be this self-aware on The Office.
Yes!
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Like
look at
that.
him compared to season
Yeah.
1. It's been a slow growth. but
Yes.
look at him.
Yeah.
But it's,
compared
like,
to season
more
1.
indicative of how growth actually happens.
Exactly.
In the world.
Yes.
It's like, oh no, growth isn't just like boom. Like I think in movies, obviously, you have to move more quickly when it's like
Exactly.
people need to change over the course of like the 2 hours, the
Because
hour
it's a
and a half.
snapshot.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Sometimes a movie takes place one night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like with a television show, you should be able to have that kind of room. And I think especially like obviously American television that's always had traditionally long arcs and long episode seasons. It's just like, yeah, that's time to like get to know them and get familiar with the rhythms and like the rhythms and get to know these people and know their community and oh, I like this. And then when they change, it's not like, oh, like you're saying, like, we've only known this person for 8 episodes for 22 to 30 minutes. I actually barely know you. I actually don't know you at all, and now you're different, and I actually don't understand why you're different.
Yes, like I
what
don't want to
happened?
see the transfer or the transformation in one sitting, which you
No.
can do with a limited series.
You can, and
very
then you're like,
easily.
wait,
like,
what happened?
Give me a week
Yes.
at least.
Yeah.
Like even when I like it, like I was obsessed with Stranger Things the first season when
Yeah.
it first came out, and it was I think it's 8 episodes. It's 8 like very long episodes, but still, it's like. First, I feel deprived. I'm like, you made me addicted to this, and now I'm having withdrawals because this is it. This is all there is.
Oh my god! And
are
they're,
you
like,
kidding
wait
me?
a year or 2.
And then you watch it in one night, and then people stop talking about it, but then you forget it immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even like British shows
Oh my God.
that are shorter.
No, but
Doctor
they're
Who
crazy.
Doctor Who has 12 episodes a season. That's long for Britain.
It is.
That's long for Britain, and it's been on for 60 years. So you've gotten to know this character for 60 years.
No,
And
we're
Oh
it's like
familiar.
my god!
when the doctor, it's like when the doctor makes a change, you're like,
like what's happening?
what?
It is
Like
really-
and it's really big. It's a
Yeah.
really big deal. It's
Yeah.
like you've known this character now for like I think they're on the 15th season. I don't know. They're starting at season 1 again. But
Makes
there's
you
been a
stop
lot
and
of
look
seasons
at the screen if you're watching it in the background. I
Yeah.
want a show that makes me be like, let me look up. Like,
What did he just say?
Yes.
Exactly. Like,
Yes.
did he just say that?
Yes.
Did he just say I love you? The character that never says anything.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's that moment.
I love
Yeah.
it.
No, British shows are absolute. They're 100%. It's a
crazy.
different system.
What happened with
It's a
Sherlock?
100%.
How did that release go? Because it's always confused me.
So I remember when I was watching Sherlock real time. I tried to, because when it was coming out, there was kind of literally no fucking way to watch it.
I remember that.
in America.
Yes.
To the point where I almost got a what is it called?
A
like
VPN?
a VPN. Yes, because that was online. Everyone was like, "That's what you need to get, so
Yeah.
you can get on iPlayer, and then you can trick them into thinking that you're in the UK." And I was like, "This is crazy."
I did that
Yeah.
for season 2.
I do that for Love
Why?
Island.
Why did you watch season 1?
Why did I?
Yeah. Why were
What
you
brought
like?
me?
Why did you want to watch it live so
Yeah.
bad? Like, had you heard about it?
I'm
Were
like,
you already a Stephen Moffat understander because of Doctor Who?
Absolutely. I'm like, what brought me there? I don't know. Like probably Tumblr or
Yeah,
like people talking about it
yeah.
online and like Because Benedict Cumberbatch was not big like that.
No, this was his first big
I
role
remember
ever, period.
that name being such a name. Like, when I
Yeah.
first heard it, I was like, who?
Because when I started watching it, season 1 was already all out. I learned about it from Tumblr, but it was because it was out. So I wasn't trying to watch it live.
I feel like I think I didn't watch season 1 live. I think I tried to watch season 2 and then 3 live.
It was such a struggle, wasn't it? Because
impossible.
it was impossible. I didn't get a VPN. I got something way sketchier, and it was like trick. I don't think it was a VPN. I think it was something else to trick my computer into being British because I watched it on iPlayer at like 3 p.m. Because it was like at 9 or whatever over there. I don't know.
Isn't there a way? I think the way sometimes you could change the setting on your computer to be like the time, and then your computer thought it was in like the UK. Do you remember that trick?
You might have to have change your
think that was what it
entire
was.
computer settings to be like, this is an
I'm in this
Australian
time
laptop.
zone. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it was dumber then. You know, like computers, like we could trick them better.
Oh, sure.
And also, people
definitely
were
what it
there
was.
was a lot. It was a lot easier to pirate at a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on uTorrent. I was on
Yeah.
Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
Like,
And not anymore. Like we're paying for everything. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
and when
like,
you do
we used
find
to just
something,
get
they
shit
take
for
it
free
off
all
real
the
quick.
time.
get
Yeah.
the kids to like understand pirating. You can still pirate.
I know, but I don't know it anymore.
Me
I feel like I
neither.
knew it intuitively. I used to. I feel like even used to know, like, oh, this one that you have to click an X on, that's a virus. But
Yes.
this one is real.
Yes.
and that one I need
absolutely.
to click OK
Right.
to.
You
Now
know,
it's
it's too much of a
I can just
hassle.
look at it and know.
Yeah.
And no, it's you just have to know.
If someone
Right.
presented that to me now,
Yeah.
I would be getting a virus.
Me too. I accidentally bought a VPN and was just buying it for like 3 months, and I was like, I've been paying monthly for this.
cancel that.
What are you
Well,
talking about? You accidentally bought a
I
virus.
got a monthly free trial, and then it continued to go.
What are you
because-
trying to watch?
Barbie Diaries.
Barbie Diaries.
What is that?
It is a Barbie movie that was only streaming in Australia for some reason.
Oh.
And we didn't have a DVD player because we have it on DVD, but we didn't have a DVD player at
I
the
see.
time.
Yeah.
And we did a Barbie episode and we were watching all the Barbie movies. Hell on earth.
Okay.
Yes.
Hell on earth.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
did we watch? 18? Hell.
It was a lot. It was
Ooh.
that's a bad formula that you can't sit down and watch for too long.
I
That's
was
not
like,
a formula you want to just get
Nostalgia,
into.
Barbie movies. LOL, I'm gonna have so much fun. I haven't seen these in so long. No.
Oh no.
And then it was like, ugh.
Hell.
First of
Yeah.
all, none of the men look like Ken. They all say that they're Ken, and they do not look like Ken at all. And that's fine. I don't have an
Amber
attachment to
hates
Ken,
them.
but like that.
Every time Ken would show up, I'd
That's
be like
not what that
waiting
doll
for
looks
Amber to
like.
be like,
And that's not
him.
Ken either.
Oh.
It's like John and Rick and Bobby, not Ken.
John and Rick and Bobby.
Someone else.
Precisely.
Oh my God.
Anthony.
Oh God.
How long have we been here?
I don't know, but I feel like we have not hit the major topics. Do you guys feel like we've hit the major topics?
What else are you trying to hit?
I feel like I feel like we have.
I think we need you back. Hold on.
Well, obviously we need to have you back.
What are you doing right now?
just
Like
doing
what
a scan.
even is
those
that?
Amber, those aren't
doing a scan.
aren't hits. Those are just
I'm
Rachel's
doing a scan.
fandoms.
Yeah.
You are really multifaceted. Sometimes
Rachel
people
is a multifaceted black fangirl.
Sometimes
She's the
people
perfect guest.
sometimes people
True.
they struggle to list one thing that they're
Yeah.
obsessed with when they come on our show. You've listed a lot. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
It's
love.
Doctor Who, Degrassi, Sherlock, House, Housewives, The Food Network, Iron Chef, and the new Iron Chef. Musical theater, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Sex and the City, Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus specifically,
Yes.
Improv, UCB, Amy Poehler, Parks and Rec, Broad City.
Yes.
All that noise.
Yeah.
You know what? And I found out what the hot topic we were skipping was.
Huh.
Yeah, what?
Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just want to chat about it a little bit, and then we can all go home and enjoy our Wednesday nights. I am keeping us all captive until we talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell us.
it's on
When's
all
your
our
birthday?
minds.
When's my birthday?
Yeah.
October 15th.
Okay.
Oh, wait, are you a Libra?
So you're
I'm a Libra.
And
I said Lero.
who? Leroy. Leroy.
You're a Libra?
I'm a Libra.
Oh my God, I'm an Aries. Libra and Aries are sister signs.
Oh.
And
They're
you love balance.
Okay. And what's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh.
So we're air signs.
But I feel like I get along with Gemini.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. One of my best friends is a Libra.
One of my best friends is a Gemini.
Air signs. Yes. And we go like this because Geminis are indecisive. No, we're both indecisive.
Yes.
But I think that's why. I think we understand our indecisiveness, although sometimes it's like we switch.
I also feel like sometimes Gemini is sort of like, oh, is sort of, I'm going to be this way and then I'm going to be that way in different environments.
Yes.
And then I feel like with a Libra, it's sort of like, well, actually, I'm going to be the real way.
Yes.
I'm going to be me.
100%. Yes, Libras are more balanced.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, I see both sides and I will stay balanced. Geminis are like, I see both sides and you will not know which side I'm on until I say it. And maybe even then,
it's not true.
It's not true because I changed my mind while I was saying it. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're okay, so you're
yeah, it sounds stressful. Yeah, both sound stressful. Well,
for me being an Aries, I'm impatient, so I usually make snap impulse decisions. And usually my decisions are right, but that's usually.
Okay.
And
sometimes
you even saying that as Aries.
It's too rash. What you mean?
You do it, you make your decision and you say it with your chest and it's like you're like, well, I was right, so it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna make the decision.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna make the decision, and I'm like so impatient. But like Libras, the Libras I know take a long time to get ready. I don't know if you okay. So I'm like, well, you tested my patience.
Well, you gotta look good. I would say, have you ever met a Libra that didn't look good?
No, and that's the thing. Is like they always look good, and they're testing my patience, and I made an A on the test. You know what I mean? With Libras, not everybody who tests my patience, I'll fail that test. My impatience will win.
Yeah.
But with Libras, they'll be getting ready. Like I had a friend, we were going somewhere and she was like, go ahead without me. I'll be there. And I was like, girl, number one, I'm not going in there without you. I can't, I'm not walking in there alone.
Right.
And number two, we're sharing the Uber.
Right.
And number three, I'm going to be fine.
I can wait.
I'll entertain myself. And then when I entertain myself, I actually realize that I'm having fun. And then she's ready an hour after I thought she would be.
Sure.
But it's like, well, I had fun, and now we're going to go have fun at the party. And now we're actually fashionably late.
Yeah.
Yes. It's nice to show up late, actually.
Yes.
It is.
Not
It is.
everything.
But to some functions, it's like, get the vibe going before I get there.
Because then sort of, oh, who's that?
Right.
The party
what's
arrived.
Hey,
Oh,
you're
hello.
here.
The party just started.
Oh, I didn't see her.
Catch us up.
And then you're kind of doing one of these when you enter. Oh my God. Have you seen Todd?
Everyone's looking at you. Everyone's looking at you, and they're like, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And you being like,
I just got here.
who's, did you see? Oh, and you only have a one-track mind for Todd.
Yeah. And you're sort of walking through it, and then people are like, who is Todd?
I'm looking.
Is Todd here?
I have business.
get invited?
Already.
I don't know him.
You walk right into the DJ booth.
Exactly.
I
And
have
you're
a
like,
request.
I'm actually doing a set. I'm just going to do a quick set.
And setting up here.
It's good. It's good. It's the greatest thing that you can bring to a party.
So which nation do you identify with?
Oh.
That sounds really weird to say, but we're talking about avatars.
No, I knew where we were circling back to. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Air nomad identifying folk. All right, nomad identifying folk. This party's for you.
Here.
I'm like, which?
Now think about it.
I mean, no, that's tough. I mean, I guess I'm an air. Libra is an air sign. But I don't know that I feel the most aligned with air.
And that's fine.
Do you know which sign, what
your big three are?
dominates your chart? Like, do you know if any of? Because I know Aries dominates my chart. I'm an Aries, and it dominates. My
I'm
chart.
a Gemini, Virgo.
Well, Libra is that's what the sun.
The sun.
So then the
The
rising is Capricorn, and the moon is Gemini.
Oh,
That is a beautiful lineup.
I love Capricorn.
I love Capricorns. I have never met a Capricorn I dislike.
Capri from earlier. She's a Capricorn.
Capricorn.
And that's callbacks.
Yes.
Honey, and that's on callbacks. Capri is back. Capri is in the building.
Earthbender. Strong.
I do think Earth, honestly. That is what my impulse is.
Yeah.
Like, there's something like grounding.
Grounded.
Like, like decisive, and like there's something strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like being connected to the earth is like it's all around you.
Yeah, you can do anything.
That's,
oh my gosh. When Toph runs with the earth under her,
oh my
and
God.
she just goes miles
Stunning.
and miles.
It's
I'm
so
like,
badass.
Wouldn't that be so nice?
It's so cool. I think I mentioned when we did like when she bends metal.
Yes.
I
It's the most.
said-
It's like the one of the biggest moments of the show.
It's
because
incredible.
there is earth and metal.
It's like the elements are within.
It's all
everything.
connected.
It's all inside of each other.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you can if you just
Just
connect to the earth
feel
within
it.
this.
Yes, and
It's
then,
here.
Oh, and then Legend of Korra, everything gets even more connected because waterbenders can bend mud, and firebenders and earthbenders can bend lava, and it's just like all the elements have so many
all
different
connected.
variations.
Yeah.
It is.
And I love that they tapped in.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to have you on another episode.
I know, yes.
'Cause we just chatted and chatted and chatted away.
And honestly, I feel like some of this stuff was making me think of other things that I can't think of now that I was really into that I unfortunately I should have mentioned.
And
I should have mentioned when we were talking about them, but then they left my mind.
And that's
But
why
I was
we'll
like,
have another.
Ooh, that would be fun to discuss.
That's how I feel. I feel like as soon as we hop off the mic, I'll be like, and we need to
And there
talk
was
about
actually
this.
also this.
But it's okay.
Oh yeah, because you were talking about Miyazaki movies, and I was like, oh, I would actually love to talk about.
oh my god.
And also like anime in general.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes!
Which I was like, that was
Where
that
it's
was
like
one.
we all feel a little too late to hop into anime, but we also just need to do it.
Yeah, a
Yes.
little bit of like imposter syndrome because like
100%.
I feel like Black people dominate anime spaces.
Yes.
Meg the Stallion.
Big time.
And I want to jump in.
Yes.
Me too.
But I'm like, I just don't have the tools.
No,
Yes.
and it's like it doesn't feel like a space where you can ask. Like to me, it feels very much like video games, like where I love to play video games, but I also don't want to ask any kind of questions.
You'll get ridiculed for not knowing
like,
already.
oh, you didn't know that? Oh, you don't already play that? Oh,
Right.
what's wrong with you? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take this journey by myself privately.
Right. Self-taught. Self-taught.
We don't need actually more things where there's gatekeeping.
No,
Like,
no
like,
more gatekeeping.
The types of fandoms that have gatekeeping. I'm like, we need to pack it up and just say
Yes.
goodbye because we need to have this to be open and honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like everyone's gonna be new to something at some point.
At some point,
you know,
yes.
like everyone had to start somewhere.
Yes.
Everyone had to start at the beginning, like in anything.
And don't you want to share the warmth you felt when you first found the fandom? Like, just let them in.
And I think actually not everyone feels that way.
I agree.
No, and I
That's
will
the
say that the
problem.
ones that we
energy.
Yeah.
the ones that we listed, video games and anime, are dominated by men.
Yes.
And the other ones that are like that are like Marvel, like
Yeah.
Star Wars, like dominated by men
Yes.
who are like,
You didn't read issue
didn't-
one.
you didn't-
No,
No.
but like if you say you're a fan of that thing, it's not, oh my God, I also am a fan. It's like
Quiz.
test.
Yes.
Here's your big test.
It's like, oh, really?
Oh, so you say you like that thing. Do you remember what happened season 2, episode 3, and at this particular line, do you remember the end of it? Oh,
It's
you
like,
don't? You're actually not a fan. So get out of
didn't-
my face.
I didn't even mean it
You're
all like that.
oh, Hey.
And I will say there are some fandoms that I feel very gatekeepy over, but I not publicly. It just
Yeah.
means that
okay.
I'm talking about One Direction.
Okay.
I was like, it was saying.
It doesn't mean, and I don't mean like publicly. No one can be a One Direction fan.
Yeah.
None of these new kids can start listening to One Direction.
Uh-huh.
Like if you just came in and you like Harry Styles late, but you didn't like One Direction before,
Uh-huh.
fuck you. That's not what I mean. I
Okay.
just mean understand that I will not have a conversation with you if you are not on the same level of One Direction history.
Or do you feel like you, like at a certain point, you have to tap out? You know what I'm saying?
That.
Because I feel like it's more like, oh, you can have a conversation, and then at a certain point, it's like, oh, you know what? It's diminishing returns for me.
Yes,
But I
have too much money in the game.
You're never coming into a conversation where you say, okay, here's the test.
Right.
As to whether or not we can talk
Right,
about
like
this.
when did Niall get his braces off, which was April 4th, 2014. But like, it's like understand that we can have a conversation. Oh, what song did
Yes.
you like?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Harry's so cute. Oh,
Yes.
But to a certain point, I'm gonna start to sound actually insane and crazy, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna subject that to you, and therefore
Right.
I'm gonna not have this. I'm not
No.
even gonna start
Right.
a conversation sometimes.
Right.
Like, honestly, there's going to come to a point in the conversation where it's like one-sided because I'm being like, and did you know this? And did you know this?
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
actually happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're going, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
What?
Right.
Wait.
Right.
And I'm like, no. I can't. Who's this fun
And this
for?
is different.
Yes.
Who's
Yeah.
this fun for?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
let's
Yes.
gab about it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
or if I'm like, and then that episode where the doctor went to blah 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 blah, blah and they don't know it, I'm like, and then we don't have to talk
That's
about
okay.
it.
Don't
And we
worry
don't have to
about
talk
it,
about it
baby.
anymore.
You know, that's fine.
It's okay.
Listen, if you don't remember Don't Blink, that's all right. But you know what? We're gonna pause.
Yes.
We're gonna
Actually
cut it
okay.
off.
That's the end of the.
We're just gonna walk
conversation.
away. You know, that's
That's
okay
the end of the
though.
overlap. Yeah.
Oh, you know, whatever.
Yeah. It was 2013. Niall got his braces off.
What did you
I
say
said
before?
2014. I did.
Okay,
And see, that's just for me.
and that's
That's for me and for everyone listening who was like, actually, it was 2013. I know.
And there's, yes.
And I know.
There are dozens of
It was a while ago.
No, you're fine. I don't think anyone's going to come for you.
No, imagine
if they did.
That would be... I mean,
It's a crazy world out there.
The world is crazy. Who the hell knows?
What, the directioners that are the directioners are insane.
it could happen.
Lovingly.
Yeah.
And I say that as one of them.
But I do think we should all be able to be a beginner in something.
Yes.
We should. I mean,
We should
that's
all
the
be able
reason-
to start.
Hop
That's
in.
the reason why people begin to be an artist. You
Yes.
know, like what, like the time is gonna pass anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why not just be a beginner in
Everyone
something?
gets to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Don't you want more people to like what you like?
Yeah.
But I do think it ultimately ends up being a private affair because unfortunately there are people who are just going to be like, well, sorry, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not in it enough. But I think but also sometimes it's like you can't have conversation. And what we're
Yeah.
saying, I think it's both things
Right.
can be true.
And then there's one
Yes.
day where you did maybe I predict for all three of us that we will get into anime and there will be one day that we feel like we can enter a conversation and keep up.
There are certain things that we can. Avatar,
Mm-hmm.
Miyazaki movies.
Yep.
I've seen
Agretsuko.
Full Metal Alchemist. I've seen Death Note. I've seen Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all less than 50 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Yeah.
talk about them and what it made me feel. I
Yeah.
cannot rattle off facts.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to watch all of Pokemon.
Oh, and I think Pokemon's so cute.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I would
yeah.
love to be able to.
But I don't
say
know
watched
anything
every
about
single
it.
Or like Dragon Ball Z.
In
That was
Dragon
a
Ball
Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Naruto.
But we
Naruto,
just
yeah.
and Naruto, like I tried to start. I started Naruto,
Sailor
so I
Moon,
know all the
yeah.
Sailor
characters.
Moon.
Yeah.
When they're talking about the characters, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like an imposter.
It's a different world.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And
It's
they
so
do.
extensive.
They're like, you think?
Go off.
Say it. Say that.
They're like,
thoughts,
you
say
think
what
Hunter x Hunter is the number one? It's the banana shanamana.
And
and
we're
we're like,
like,
oh,
And I'm like, oh,
I don't know that one.
Totally. And
But
I-
people get really mad.
Oh, for sure.
People get really, really angry
No.
over anime. But again,
Yes.
it's male
A lot of men.
dominated.
Yes.
It's the men
Yes.
who are like,
Let
who
up.
get all like the incels who are like, I like anime and that's why I don't have a girlfriend. And I'm like, first of all, do you know how many
No,
black
that's
girls are into
crazy.
anime?
Right. No, you
Right.
could find somebody if
You
you were
could-
a good person.
If you were a good person,
Yes.
people be lining down the block.
No,
if you were
yeah.
a good person, people be lining
We'd
down
love to have a
the
conversation
block.
with you.
Yeah.
That is not it.
That is not
That
it.
is not
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Well,
Okay.
well,
I am satisfied.
me too. We're gonna we have to have you back. Period. But we also have to have you back on our Avatar rewatch series.
oh my God.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We will be
yes.
in touch.
Please. Please. I would love.
Ow! What a
Well,
fantastic.
Do you have
day.
any plugs?
Yes,
Anything
tell us
you
what
want to
you
tell
have.
the
Oh my God.
people?
I mean,
Skin
I guess
contact?
Skin Contact on Wednesdays. God, what do I have? Oh, I'm gonna do my solo show again soon.
Oh,
Yay!
Titty Me is the name of the show,
Ooh.
and it's I'm doing it at the Lyric on May 31st,
okay.
and then I'm also doing it again June 18th at UCB.
Okay.
So
So
you know,
be on the lookout.
yeah.
Bolo.
What
Yes.
are your Instagram and
It's
such?
at I am Rachel Pegram. I think on everything. actually.
Nice. Okay, everybody follow Rachel. Get up to date with what she's doing. Leave a review, 5 stars. Don't leave a review if it's not 5 stars.
Yes.
Correct.
And join our Patreon.
Yes.
When Amber was talking earlier about her watching Christopher Eccleston regenerate,
I knew she was gonna
she
do this.
videotaped it and we put it online. So you can find that at patreon.com/fangirlcentral.
Oh wow.
Everything, most places is fangirl.central, Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok, YouTube, you know, all the things.
All that stuff. All that stuff.
Well, I'm Amanda.
Look it up. Oh, I am Amber.
And as always,
keep it
chaotic.
chaotic. And then the music goes in.